a chat for this Hangout, and then if you go on the YouTube page for this Hangout that's live, there's a separate chat for people viewing it live.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I just had it open twice.
You still got the Evangelion thing.
I can't get rid of that. It's only there for when it's live, but it becomes whatever I make it once it's saved to YouTube. So we have started. Let me just get a link so I can leave that. Here's a link. Boop. Boop. We have started the live.
I'm still weirded out that it's not showing my gaming pilgrimage pictures, but the fact that it did for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been ever since.
Okay, this looks good. Okay. So much internet crap. It's only Monday. My God. I'm gonna do a test in the thing. I said test. Do you see the test? It's in public chat.
I see it.
Okay, we're good. Alright, so greetings friends, Steven here. I'm adjusting my camera slightly. Okay, and welcome back to our second Game of Thrones live stream. With me once again are Darren and Kevin. Gentlemen, how's it going tonight?
Very good. It's going well.
Excellent.
I wish it was winter here.
Right? It's ridiculously hot in here. Oh, West Coast. How's in your portion of the country, Kevin?
It's been miserable in Toronto. We had a nice 2 weeks ago, nice week.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 weeks has been cold and miserable and rainy, and it's like we've been living in England.
I'll trade weather with you.
No, I don't want it. I want the nice warm weather.
Yeah, I'll trade with you.
That's the weather. We've seen enough. Oh, it's
okay.
July.
I love the
weather.
rain. It's my favorite. Oh, we got someone in the chat.
Someone in the chat. Wolf's Gasp. Oh, this Aussie. Wolf Gasp. Maybe that's Ube Bowl. We were talking about him earlier. Okay, so we got not one but two episodes to discuss this time. This is Season 5, Episode 8, and Episode 9. We actually missed talking about Episode 8, which apparently is called Hard Home. But we're going to do that now. Is that right? Yeah, Hard Home. Okay. So, a lot of talking and the nice zombies.
A little bit more than that, but that's the gist of things.
Yeah, I guess. So once again, we'll just go off of this Wikipedia overview. Now, the overview claimed that it started with Cersei in King's Landing. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
She was in the dungeon there.
Okay. Well,
she tried to get her line out again.
Mm-hmm.
The last face you see, and then she just closed the door on her. So
it's true. They're trying to break her. It's not working, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
Definitely the lowest we've ever seen Cersei in terms of being the prideful queen and queen mother that we've seen all throughout the show, to the woman she is now desperately drinking water that's been splashed on the ground.
Right. That was a good scene. I like that.
And also kind of gives into that our theory of Tommen being the biggest cowardly king ever, considering that he's now crying, locked up in his room, crying that his mommy and his waifu are stuck in the prison, and he will do nothing, I guess.
I guess. That's is he even going to show up anymore in this season? Like, you think he'd at least have a quick scene there, but no, he's just like, no, he's doing something somewhere. All the women are out.
We still got another episode to go, so...
It's true. Someone's wondering if he's still alive. You never know with this show. Septa Unella. Apparently that's the name of the, rather brutish nun that keeps bothering her. I figured at this point she would have been talking with Princess Zelda a bit more, but she wasn't even in that episode.
Nope. We don't even know what the trials. We don't know if they're going to happen or not.
No mountain there to save them either, so my Robo Mountain theory is yet to be proven. And we have
He'll show up like the Terminator and just bust down the castle.
That's exactly what I'm hoping for. I just want to see, brah, like the Kool-Aid Man. Let's see. Qyburn tells Cersei that the work continues. So once again, they're kind of just leading things on. This whole episode, I was worried for most of this episode. It was just more of the same, more of this like we're building towards something. Nothing's really happening.
I like the Cersei scenes though. I thought they were good, showing off where they left off before. I thought it was a good, powerful character moment for basically a lot of people seeing that Cersei gets her just desserts.
Yeah. I mean, she was always kind of a prisoner in the castle, anyways, right? And then this other new chick comes along. She's like, "Hey, I'm pretty, I'm young, and you're the old news." And she's like, "It's my house." And then she does the whole throw her in jail thing, and she's loving it. And then, oops, happened to her as well. Oh well, but it's fun to see all of them in this sort of reversed position. Thoughts on it, Kevin?
Yeah, well, no, I'm with what Darren said. I'm enjoying seeing her get her just desserts. I like seeing her suffer. I can't stand her. So she's got to lick water off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm for it.
But you really got to enjoy watching people suffer if you want to watch this show. It's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's only so much you could say. It's just like he says, the work continues, the series continues. All right, moving on to Bravos. Arya is now selling oysters and might maybe kill a guy with poison. Is that she's killed people before? This shouldn't be any problem for her, right?
You'd think so, especially considering she let a little girl die through drinking the water at the house, the Grey House. Sorry to interrupt you, Kevin.
No worries. Did they flat out say that is her target?
Like the skinny man is. The skinny man.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was never sure if like they actually said like I thought she was trying to feel out like what she's supposed to do, right? Because they never said go kill that guy or find a way to kill that guy flat out. They just kind of give her this general direction, and she's supposed to be smart enough. Like this is almost like a big test, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're all like, oh, she's not ready, and the guy's like, oh, I'm going to prove that she's ready, and it seems like as if she's supposed to figure this stuff out on her own, how she's going to do it and all that. So,
strange company to work for, though. They don't really give you directions so much as options. It's like, well, a lady can choose to drop the thing into oyster or just keep walking. I don't know.
Right.
I think it's a lot like a lot of different fantasy assassin guilds. It kind of gave me flashbacks to the Dark Brotherhood in the Elder Scrolls games, how they kind of operate based off of a weird deity type deal, and they just kind of follow their orders, but it's never really clear. Mm-hmm. Or it kind of reminded me of like what's the organization in the Hitman games? How they kind of handle their deal. It kind of reminded me of that a little bit too. Just kind of like generic assassin, go here, kill the target if you find it.
Well, it's like what, they find orphans or whatever and then raise them from kids to be like hitmen? Is that the basic idea?
Yeah, that's the gist of things there.
Are you thinking of Gunslinger Girls as well?
I've never seen that.
Really? Well,
No.
You'd like it. Same idea. We don't really know who the main... I guess, is this the many-headed... God? Do we know anything about that guy? Faceless God, okay.
Outside of the fact that he likes having altars of faces for him, I don't think we really know much.
Yeah. And these people that come in there, do they know that they're basically going to be sacrificed? Or, it seems like they're there to be saved by whatever. Maybe it's like poison. It's like, oh, save us from poison. And then, okay. And then, whoops, we killed you. And then they take their face, and then they use the face to pretend that they're that person. And it's like, hey, we saved them because they're alive. It's like, nope, it's me. I'm wearing a face.
It's like the people that come in there are on their, like, it's their last hope, right? They've done absolutely everything, and then like, well, I've heard that the water from this place is supposed to work. It has some sort of magical cure or something like that, and it's poison water.
Seems to be. Yeah, and then they like clean the bodies, and then I don't know, someone takes a face or whatever and puts the head on the wall. I guess, and that's about all it was. Yeah. I don't know. That's Bravos. What can you say? Once
Cheerful
again,
place.
the work continues. Oysters. That's kind of cute. Her sword is still hidden away under those rocks, so who knows? Will we ever see? What was it? Dart?
Needle.
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 Okay. Close.
God, why do I know all this? It's my curse.
Right. Yeah, it's a fun cruise. Okay, that's about Bros. There wasn't a whole lot to say about that either. Once again, when I was watching, I was like, well, more the same. Still waiting for the big thing to happen. This whole season, to me, often felt like it was just a big thing. It's people going from place to place, mixing up the cast a bit, and then getting to other places and just sort of, melding, but nothing substantial was really going on, and that continued.
Well, we're starting to see the payoffs now in these past 2 episodes.
We're getting to the payoff.
Right, and you can't have that kind of payoff unless you have the build-up. You need the build-up. You need to...
They've been building up for this whole season.
But you need to care about these characters. You need to have some sort of emotional investment in it. And they, you got to give them time to get there. I mean, sure, it would be effective to see Jon Snow up in the north fighting zombies, but is it as effective if you don't know how much he has on the line here, how much, the tension with the wildlings and all that. And then even the little mini story within that with the 2 little girls on the boat and the mother sending away the girls and the look that she gives like this is the last time, and
they gave her a lot of screen time. I was like, oh, here's a new character for the next season. Oh,
nope. And I thought for sure those girls were going to get it, and I'm like, oh man, I can't take it if it's going to be these 2 little girls. And
oh man.
The old.
We're getting ahead of ourselves here.
I think kind of what Kevin's going on with is like they have all these separate plot points, and while they're they're doing the reward for the plot point and going to the main pivotal event, they're building up the other ones consecutively. I don't think they can really afford to blow their load, if you will, on all of their plot points exploding and going to the places we want them to.
I know. It's just.
I mean, how can you handle watching The Walking Dead? Isn't that the whole show just build up?
True, I suppose. Okay.
Yeah, they're very similar shows. So there's so many characters.
Especially with this episode.
They're character-driven shows. It's more about the characters, and I've always said in both shows, the main character in both shows is the world itself. What is the world going to do? Who's the world going to take away today? Because it just doesn't care, right? And it's all about how these characters deal in it. And for me, you have to care about them. You have to have some sort of attachment to them, and you can't do that unless you have the long build-up. That's the only way to do it right.
Okay.
Did we skip over Tyrion and Daenerys?
That's the next episode. Well,
no, it begins in this episode.
Yeah, but no, we haven't gone that far.
Okay.
That is, once again, just going off of this Wikipedia entry. We got the Wall next. Gillian, Sam, Ollie. Once again, I don't really need these characters in my life. I'm just reading. It's like, oh no, they killed my family, and now they're gonna live with us, and yeah, difficult decisions. And...
Well, you see, there again, you're complaining about the build-up. I guarantee you, before the end of this season,
he's gonna kill someone, and they're gonna kill him.
Okay. I'm gonna put my money on the table. I'm willing to bet you Wally kills Gilly. I'm putting that on the table by the end of the season.
Wally kills Gilly.
Yeah, he snaps. It's gonna happen. That little kid. You can see the looks he's given. Every time he sees a wildling walking through the wall, he's slowly going nuts.
I don't know. This show is like so crazy. It wouldn't surprise me if Gilly ends up killing him.
I would like that.
Build it up that way, and they'll just switch it at the last minute.
Confirmed that they kill each other at the same time.
Hey, if Wally gets Gilly, he's confirmed as the waifu killer. He got Ingrid in the last season. So
I know, right?
Just let him get his little toy bow.
Blocking cocks left and right. God damn it all. Whew. It's so cold up there. We need that warmth. Anyways, and then they blah blah blah. We gotta defeat the army with them. We can't live without wildlings. Okay. Winterfell. Reek. I love this character. The love continues. I like this whole setup. Reek reveals to Sansa that her brothers are still alive. Dun dun dun.
Finally, it's what I said last time. Just tell her.
You're gonna have to shake it out of him.
Yeah,
he was more Theon than we've seen him in this one. I felt.
I mean, that moment is me just going, "Finally, you did the smart thing."
Well, he's not working on all cylinders. He's
No, he's
brainwashed,
not.
right? She had to force that out of him, and
But
he
every
had to
time she
really.
said "you killed my brothers," he kind of had that look, and we all know as the audience, ironically, going, "We know he didn't actually kill them," but
Right.
that's just kind of how it works in TV, movies, theater,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
It's the irony of us knowing and the characters not.
Mm-hmm. Do we know where Rickon is? That's the other
He's
brother.
with the wildling girl that came into work for the Starks after she tried to kill Bran.
Wow, good memory.
I know. Rickon is like they're long gone. They're doing whatever, hiding somewhere in a hole.
Are they in proper Westeros? But they're not. They didn't go on the other side of the wall, though, right? They're just somewhere.
I think they're just somewhere hidden. We've never seen them or heard of them since like what, season 2, 3? Season 3, I think.
Yeah, no, that was a while ago. So he's in the weird sort of could be anywhere zone as what's his name?
Watch that he's saving Rickon just for him to pop up later when he's like 20 years old. He's just going to be like a badass.
He's gonna save everybody.
You killed my family. It's my turn now. And he's got his giant direwolf, which is what's his direwolf's name? It's something dog, I think. It's a really childish name.
Direwolf?
Yeah, he has a direwolf.
Oh, you mean his wolf's
His particular one, the name. I can't recall it off the top of my head.
I don't know. I don't want to click on too many things. I don't want to crash our.
That's fine. I'm just.
Here.
That's just a direwolf still in play somewhere.
Okay, good stuff. Oh, then we got a bit of foreshadowing. Of course, we know what happens, but Ruse plans with invaders. Now, did this happen in this episode, or was it the early one where the Red Witch alludes that he can have more fire god power if he makes another sacrifice? Was that this episode or the one before?
He goes up to her. She goes up to Stannis and says, "Look, we need more king's blood, and there's only one more person eligible, and we can use that power. You already know how effective it is, because apparently burning those leeches killed off the other candidates for the throne."
Which it did.
Well,
it sent the ghost out, and then it was like, ah.
Well, I'm talking about the leech thing she specifically did.
Yeah, well, we don't know if that's
the bastard. That's what Stannis thinks killed Joffrey.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, because it didn't help him when he went and tried to take over the castle. When he tried to take over King's Landing.
No, they didn't use any red god power there.
Right.
And that kind of built up his reliance on it.
They didn't know about the super fire at the time, right?
Right.
Yeah. Good move on King's Landing's part at that time. That was a cool scene. That was good stuff. Wasn't it like green fire or something?
Yeah, it was the wildfire.
Yeah, wildfire.
Why do I know all this? God damn it.
That's fun. It's a good thing you're here, Darren.
It's all this random knowledge I have access to.
Alright.
Never watch an episode of Dragon Ball Z with me. It's even worse.
Oh boy. When you get to be our age, Darren, you're lucky if you remember your own last name. Alright, Kevin.
What's my last name?
I don't even know.
How did I get here?
Lannister. I don't know. Is it late? It's pretty late for you. What were you doing out this late, mister?
I was working. I was at work. Yeah.
Work evenings?
Yeah, I just got home about 40 minutes ago.
Huh. Well, thank you for being here tonight.
Also, I just want to mention for this scene with Stannis and Melisandre, how he's like, "No, she's my own daughter, I won't." And we're all like, "Yeah, Stannis. He talked about the daughter before and how much he loves her. Now he's sticking up for her."
They gave him that scene to make him seem all cool and it's like, "Oh, he cares after all." But I knew you don't throw a scene like that without a certain reason behind it. But we'll get to that. We're still in this last episode, and then we've got Ramsay insists that the Boltons should take the fight to Stannis and asks his father for 20 good men. We do know in the next episode that they sabotage their camp, burn stuff. I thought that was like the fire god sending a message. It's like, "Hey, I'm here. We're gonna help." But nope, they were just sabotaged. Okay. Marine, Jorah, Tyrion brought before Daenerys. Okay. So that's what we were talking about earlier. So that's after the gladiator fight.
Yes.
But now they're in that throne room
It's kind of like a test for Tyrion to see if he has what it takes to be her advisor, and then he kind of has the little the snarky comeback of don't know if you're worthy of my advising, and then apparently Sir Mormont continues to get the shaft for this whole season and gets booted out of the castle.
Mm-hmm.
I was just reading something on the Chive where it was a whole list of him being stuck in the friend zone.
Yeah. It's just a continuous downward slope for that guy. He's trying, but he just can't get out.
Yeah, he loves her so much, but cock blocked every step of the way.
Also, to the point where his cock's going to turn to rock or whatever happens. Cock to rock.
Can't put that in the black market. It's no good.
Maybe that's the best guy. Yes, the cock merchants. That's funny. I have to read this list because I kind of forgot a lot of this stuff that I have to do. Politics, I know stuff, you don't know stuff, I should work with you, we have common goals, blah, blah,
Daenerys
blah.
has her whole I will break the wheel speech.
Oh, yeah. They showed that off since before the season started.
Yeah, that was in the trailer.
Yeah.
But we never knew who she was saying that to.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have our confirmed Tyrion-Daenerys team-up, which I never thought would ever happen, which surprised me.
Mm-hmm. A powerful ally, to say the least. So they send Jorah back to, like I said, kick him back out. Why kill a guy that wants to work for you, because then no one will want to work for you because you killed that guy. So they send him out again. But then he's like, hey, you're that guy that was like gonna put me in the gladiatorial place. And I was like, well, I'll do it again because I really want to see Daenerys again. Sunbury.
Wow, you memorized the lines. I'm impressed.
Right.
He's reading them.
These are my notes.
Wikipedia page notes.
Alright. Well, they're much better than my notes. I don't even know where my notes are. It's too hot to read paper. Oh, lordy.
You got the vapors?
I has the vapors.
I'm here with my hoodie on. It's so cold.
Oh, I want the cold.
Oh.
I have the window open. I got the fan. Oh, I could easily nap, but it would be sweaty nap. Ugh. Anyways, okay. And so he's now back exactly where he was before. So not too much happened, but of course, Tyrion and Daenerys now sort of buddy. They're gonna try each other on for size. Maybe that could happen. Maybe they hook up at some point. That'd be hot.
I mean, like the fan favorite pairing,
right? I was wondering because they, not to jump too far ahead, but they killed that other guy, the guy that was supposed to be her. Husband. Okay, so as I was saying before, pretty tame episode for the most part. A lot of characters meshing, leading things on. The work continues, which is once again how I kind of felt about much of the season. But then we get to apparently a place called Hard Home, which was the was it like the only wildling village? Like where?
I think it was just one of the major ones with a lot of people from the army of wildlings.
Well, they were saying that when their leader was killed at the wall, they kind of congregated in this one spot because it's kind of it's by the water, mm-hmm. and they're getting hit by the ice zombies too, right?
White Walkers,
whatever you want to call them.
Oh yeah.
So they're getting hit hard by them too. So they're kind of congregated here to figure out what to do next. What's going to be the next step. So that's why all the leaders were there.
Okay.
The king's name is Mance Radar, by the way. I just remembered.
Right. Nice. I just checked the chat. We've got Wolfgasps is still here, and we also joined with Hengier Sir and Dullard TV, who is also in our Vita support podcast. So welcome everyone to the show. And we have Start to Continue now as well. Who wonders where the Star Trek segment is? We'll see. We never really did touch on fluidic space. Very interesting idea, where they took like a vacuum of nothing and replaced it with liquid.
Give me one good character from Deep Space Nine. Just one good character.
Why do I hate Deep Space Nine so much?
A good character. Give me one good character.
Kira?
I said a good character.
Gold Ducat?
I'll take you all one step further. Tell me one good Star Trek show.
Wait, what?
Star Trek show?
Give me one good Star Trek show.
The Next Generation.
See, we could just keep going further back.
The original
Not even
series.
the original? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I never, personally, I think the original series was before my time. TNG was where it started for me.
Darn, you start to continue.
Damn
you
it, Seth, continue.
delayed this live stream.
Yeah.
You put us off topic.
It doesn't take much. Okay. But we're getting to the good part here. Okay. Back to Westeros and the north. Is it just the north? Is there any name for that area? Waddling Country?
Beyond the wall.
Yeah, beyond
There
the
you
wall.
go. Yeah, beyond the wall, like that. Okay. So they arrive at Hardhome, and then it's like, oh, we're all tough guys, blah, blah, blah. Lord of Bones guy comes in, you guys suck, and he just beats the Lord of Bones to death, basically. That was pretty cool. Because when the guy comes in, you think, oh, God, we're going to go through another, like, big discussion scene, and he just beats him up. I like that.
Wildlings are very efficient in diplomacy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, Darren, the Wildlings are very much like the Klingons from Star Trek. And in fact, I would say they are the Klingons in the show. Actually, there's a lot of Star Trek in this show.
Oh my god.
Damn it, Star Trek.
Torture. Don't ruin what I love.
Would that make the White Walkers the Dominion?
The White Walkers would be the Borg.
I was gonna say that.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah,
Well, the Borg were
true.
zombies with implants, electrical implants in them.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention the Dominion because they were on another cool part of Deep Space Nine.
No.
Come on,
Game
the
of Thrones-
Defiant have fucking Gatling guns.
Game of Thrones is smart enough not to take anything from Deep Space Nine. They only take stuff from the good Star Trek.
You're the one who keeps bringing up Deep Space Nine. I was going to talk
Actually,
about
I did.
Voyager.
Start to Continue did. I just
He's just
piled on.
he ignited the fire. He ignited it. He let off the spark that started the Star Trek.
I'll do a Star Trek live stream at some point if you guys are up for that. I miss Star Trek.
I'll argue about how I like the movies better.
Oh.
Oh, you mean?
The J.J. Abrams variety.
Oh,
I can't see how this lens plays. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
the Apple Store bridge. Yeah.
No. This Pepsi's not helping the guy here. That was not product placement. Okay. All right. So, Dragon Glass, which is just like little pointy dagger things. They're not even real weapons. So it's like, okay, here's a bag of like pointed sticks.
Well, they're convinced that is the weapon they need to defeat these things, right? Because anytime
their
they use,
It has
yeah,
street cred, if you will, among
Right.
the North, I think. So.
but it hasn't been proven, right? It hasn't been
Yeah.
tested that it actually does work. And when Jon Snow actually,
Kevin. Wait a minute. Just lost Kevin. Wait,
Kevin.
He's gone. He's gone muted. Kevin, you muted yourself.
I did not, I swear.
Okay,
When it
you're
came
right.
back, it was muted.
Okay.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, when
did
Jon
like
Snow
this whole
killed
I didn't do that.
when he killed the White Walker, he was just using a regular sword. That wasn't a dragon
Valerian
sword, right?
steel.
Ah,
Valerian steel.
So, is it the steel or is it something in Jon Snow that did it? The blood in Jon Snow.
We don't
The
know.
mystery blood.
Because we know that Dragon Glass works for sure, because Sam killed a White Walker with it.
Yeah,
We
but
know,
no one else saw him. So
No, no one
it's
else
kind of
saw.
a-
We only have Sam's word. And the viewer, of course,
Right.
the irony of us knowing that he was right. But
I wouldn't believe him. I wouldn't trust that guy. He seems like a coward. A weak coward who'd do anything to save his pride.
there's like they build up Valyrian steel all the time when they talk about
It's
like
true.
armor and weapons. So
Not lately, but they did in the past.
they did a lot of it in season 3, specifically towards the different battles between different kings. They were like, I'll award you this armor Valyrian steel. It's very good.
Mm-hmm. You think it's
So-
just like the
Well, it's-
expensive, designer armor, but I guess it actually works.
Well, it's supposed to be the strongest steel, but
Now, we even
was it
brought
the
up
beginning of
fact
season?
that camp got fucked by White Walkers, and we kind of just jumped into Jon fighting the White Walker.
He hasn't fought anyone yet. You jumped into that.
No. The White Walker thing got brought up, and then we kind of skipped the whole.
No, we were talking about Dragonglass in general.
Okay.
Because he brings it as a sign of good
We're in
faith.
the area.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We're in Hardhome.
We're in the area.
Good.
We're talking about everything in that area.
Yeah. There's a big giant guy. He's like at the bar, where he stays a bit too long once the shit hits the fan, as it were. Okay. Mance Raider, John Mancy killed him, outraged, killed John, Turman calms him down. You better come with us because winter is coming. And they're like, yeah, whatever, I guess. Then, winter has come. Now, was that actually the official coming of winter?
I think it's safe to say winter showed up and took a dump on everyone's front lawn.
It felt like a good sneak preview. Like maybe there was a storm brew and they're like, oh, here's our chance because I don't know, maybe they need to be in winter. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know how that works.
That's apparently just the tip of the iceberg because apparently this winter comes down and takes over everything, takes over all of Westeros. That's what the wall's there for, to stop them, right?
Well, I'm thinking it's like Iceland or whatever where they have like 28 days of night, like the movie or the graphic novel. I can't believe I thought of that movie before the graphic novel. That was a horrible movie. But yeah, that's the exact same sort of thing. And they mentioned like monsters come out and like giant spiders and all that, which I am looking forward to. I figured they'll have more time to actually shoot things because they won't need to rely so much on scenery because it'll all be dark out. They can just shoot more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot more scenes. So it's just all they need is castles. They're probably not going to leave the castles for a while. At least for that area, and then you go back to Dorne or whatever where it's still sunny.
But we learned a lot too from I don't know if I'm jumping ahead again, but we learned a lot about the White Walkers too, that they have some sort of hierarchy. There's some guys that are in charge. There's actually a presence, a brain that's going to be leading the cause. It's not just that they're just mindless zombies like in
we didn't even Dead. Did we even know about the zombies at this point?
We only ever had hints.
Yeah. The same with, like I said, the general guys. We saw them a few times when they took the baby. And
we've only really seen the general White Walkers, like at the beginning of the very first episode. That's what we see.
Yeah. When
they kill the 3 Rangers, and then we've had a little bit of hints of the zombie part through different. Oh my God, I'm dropping the ball here.
Wasn't there a scene where like a house was on fire and then zombies were there's like 2 or 3 of them though? Does that sound?
I was gonna say, the zombie thing was alluded when the 2 men of the Night's Watch were turned into the zombies by dying in the cold.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to burn them when Mormont Senior was still around.
Hangier Sir in the chat and Game Pilgrimage, you saw that. Valyrian steel is forged by the dragon's fire. That's pretty cool. I like that. So I'm thinking Minecraft now with the obsidian.
I think he's going obsidian. More for Elder Scrolls.
Okay. I like that, though. Dragons are awesome. Now, we'll get into dragons, but we have to... Okay. Okay, we gotta get to the main thingy. So, all well is good. I guess we'll go help the guys at the wall, I guess, because winter's coming, then big kaboom, and then there's like a landslide or whatever. And then, close the doors! A
lot of the wildlings were divided. Only some of them agreed to go with Jon, and the others were like, no, we'll kill you the instant you go on your boat. We'll come for you.
Basically, they were undecided. We'll leave it at that. But then, surprise, surprise, here comes a snowstorm full of zombies and spooky evil, which they knew. Did they? How do we know? Was it like way off in the distance, people were screaming or something? They were like, oh, close those doors. Was that?
I think they see the storm and go like, yo, something's coming up. Let's shut this down.
Yeah, because that would suck. Because, I mean, they had time to leave those doors open a bit longer, I'm just saying. And then the storm gets them, the closed doors, there's like 1,000 people or so on the other side, and then silence. And then they're like peering in, and then I'm a zombie, like zombies. And they're like, what the hell show is this? And then we get the big whites, an army of whites. So all those people that were on the other side of the wall that were shut out because they wanted to close the wall because of the wave of white creating snow. I guess.
I think whites as in skeletons.
Yeah. WIGHTS.
Yeah, skeleton zombies.
So that's
no,
cool.
your fantasy, Steven.
That's what I said. I said whites. I said whites. And suddenly, now were there zombies before those people were turned into zombies? Like
Probably.
they had zombies to begin with, right?
I assume so. I
Yeah,
think it's like the Zerg horde. It just keeps growing.
Yeah, and they've been attacking wildlings and that too. Again, that's why they were all congregated there, right? Because they were running away from being attacked. So part of them were wildling zombies already.
Yeah, most of them.
And then this is an army that it's like the Borg. It's just going to continue growing.
You keep bringing it back there. You keep
Hey,
doing that.
It's an important show. It's something I can relate to. It's something everyone understands. When I say Borg, everyone knows what I mean.
Just don't bring Doctor Who into this. That's all I ask.
You'll have less fun because I have no idea.
Doctor Who. Okay, I'll stick to Star Trek then.
All right, I can handle that. I can live with that.
Now the problem with the Borg is they generally destroyed the Borg at the end of Voyager, but can't they just like make new queens like bees would?
Voyager is a terrible show that I've never watched.
So therefore it's non-canon.
So whatever happened in Voyager, I don't know. As far as I know,
compared to Enterprise, it was a treat.
Compared to Enterprise, stubbing my toe is a treat.
Star Trek. Oh man, they got back. I like how they said that Voyager got lost because a woman was driving the boat. Oh, that's horrible. Anyways, okay, back to Westeros again. Okay, so suddenly zombies everywhere. We gotta get the hell out of here. Whoa! Now this ogre giant guy who was just doing nothing. Like, what the hell, guy? You're like the strongest person there. He's just chilling in the bar. You knew shit was going nuts, but you didn't do a damn thing. Eventually he comes out. I was like, I grabbed a big stick and I hit the zombies. So that's cool. We gotta get out of here. Everyone's turned into to zombies, and zombies are killing us. And then Jon Snow has this big fight. Uh-oh, what's happening? Is that the zombies?
Something's taken off.
Okay.
I think Darren just launched in an airplane.
Oh no. Darren, are you there? Over.
Yeah, some people are walking into my room and I'm trying to mute them out. So I mute my mic whenever they try to talk to me or whenever they roll around in a chair or something.
Well, if anyone walks behind me, call the police because it's.
Yeah, I'll let you. We'll give you a heads up.
All right, cool.
But
okay.
Basically, we saw like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse leading this army of whites.
Right.
That sounds so racist.
Yo, man, they got an army of snowflakes coming for us.
Oh, that's fitting actually. It is snow. Jon Snow. Oh, it's all coming together. A lot of white. All the rich people are white in this show, except for the Dorn folk. Well, I think they're supposed to be Spanish. That's the impression I'm getting. Anyways.
Oh, there's the slavers.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a bit of irony, I guess.
I always figured that place was sort of like an Egypt kind of vibe, the pyramid and big statues and all that. Anyways.
It's Africa. It's all Africa.
Poor Africa. Get your act together, Africa. Elephants are awesome, I assume. I've never seen an elephant. I'd like to, though. So please stop selling those tusks to the Chinese. God damn. You must get all the pussy if you've got a Chinese tusk set up in your penthouse. God damn. Oh, we're getting off topic again. Okay, so Jon Snow. I'm watching this show. They've been showing a lot of shows about like Chinese really like ivory tusk art. Like $1 million for one piece of art. It's insane. What if a piece breaks off the tusk? I guess it doesn't break because it must be the strongest stuff. Not unlike Valyrian steel. See, I brought it back. Okay, so Jon Snow fights the general guy. He's got like a sword made of ice. You wouldn't think that would break swords, but it did. Pretty damn cold ice, I guess.
Yeah, and he's kind of kicking everyone's ass.
Not cold enough for Jon's sword. Ka-ching!
It's like, not colder than snow.
Right. I have the power. Oh, stabs. Snow.
Now, who has a Valyrian sword in the show now? Because they melted Sean Bean's. I can't remember. Eddard. They melted
ice. That was his sword. That was his sword.
Right, his sword was named Dice. That's right. So
Okay.
they
That was a
melted his at
badass
the beginning.
sword.
They
Woo.
melted his at the beginning of season
Broadsword.
1, and he had
Yeah.
two. Right, he gave one to the Dragon Slayer. He gave another one,
The
or did he
Dragon
keep that?
Slayer.
Or sorry, the King Slayer.
I was like, where we jump into Dark Souls here? I
Too
appreciate
many
the
silly
crossover.
names.
Hmm.
But who has the other one? There's another.
Brienne does. She has Valyrian
okay.
full sword and armor.
Right. Okay.
Made for her.
Okay.
Wasn't Needle one as well, or was that?
I don't think no. Needle was
so.
was ordered by Jon Snow for Arya.
Yeah.
Okay, that was nice. What a good guy that Jon Snow. Okay, so yeah, we killed the guy, but still a lot of zombies or whites. We gotta get out of here. They get to the boat, but then you see the Night's King. He's all like, "Yeah, come at me, bro!" And then he like brings all the dead back to life. And you're like, "Oh boy." Woo!
He cast
Then the
Res
episode's over.
all.
Yeah, pretty much.
That means everyone he kills joins his army. He just keeps getting stronger and stronger.
And that was the end of that episode. Pretty good stuff. Like other episodes this season, Hardhorn contain a large amount of original material that does not appear in Martin's novels. Suck it, book people. We don't need you anymore. We have our own thing going here. Okay.
Eat that, Sean.
Right. Sean. So
Book
that was episode
snobs
8.
everywhere. Eat it.
Hardhorn. Pretty good. People were getting real excited about that ice zombie attack, and they're like, "Oh, that show is the best fight ever." Personally, I like the wildling attack more. When they were trying to get over the wall, and they had the other giant guy who like went in through that cave or whatever. And they remember when he threw that, he came in right on a mammoth. God damn, that was hype. And he shoots the giant arrow, and then like 3 guys get like impaled in it.
It's
Or
like
was
a
it one
ballista
guy?
shot.
Yeah. Oh. Woo. Good scene. Okay.
I just thought to myself though, I'm like, what are they gonna feed this giant?
I know. Probably just.
And then I kind of
More
thought, how are they
mammoths,
gonna
I
feed
guess?
all these people going to the wall?
Well, they said they give them farming land, right?
Yeah, I'm just talking like sustaining them.
Yeah. Well, they have storerooms.
And who has to dig the latrine for the giant? That's got to be a big hole.
Oof.
Ugh. We're thinking too far into this.
Sorry, Wally.
They'll do it his day. Oh no.
He's got latrine duty.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna check the chat. See what's going on here. Star Trek 7, Valyrian Steel,
Star
Night's
Trek.
King. Always called whites. Yep, got that. Night's King, White Walker. Keep the whites from murdering people. Yeah, well, dead people in general. You missed out by not watching Voyager, dude. See, it wasn't that good, but
Hold on.
it was okay.
Hold on. It's not that I didn't watch Voyager. I had a job where I used to actually have to watch Voyager. So I've seen Voyager, and I can tell you, it's a terrible show. I used to work overnights at a television station. I had to watch The Next Generation, the original series, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager. Original series,
That's awesome.
Next Generation, awesome. Those other 2 shows made me want to barf.
Aww.
Just give me a good character. If you could name me
I already
one
did.
good character from either show, I will concede. But you
Dang,
can't because there isn't one.
And then they borrowed those TNG characters, Chief
They
O'Brien and
borrowed-
Worf.
They borrowed plots.
That was
they
kinda
borrowed
sad.
everything.
Oh, fuck.
Everything. The entire shows was nothing but a regurgitation of the Next Generation, and not done as well.
Anyways, Hanjer also says Brienne got one and Joffrey got one, now in Tormund's possession. I'm guessing he's referring to the Valyrian steel weapons. Does Brienne? Oh, Brienne has a Kingslayer's sword. Is that how it went?
Yeah, we went over it. He made her armor and sword.
You didn't say Brienne though, did you?
Yeah, I did.
He did, yeah.
Okay. Bad me. Pay more
Bad
attention.
Steven.
Joffrey got
Speaking of all your Star Trek in the background.
Right, Joffrey got one. See, he made 2, right? He made 2 out of the one sword, and yeah, I guess he gave one to Joffrey and one to. So who has Joffrey's sword now?
Tommen's
I don't
sword.
know.
Yeah, now
Tommen?
Tormund.
Although knowing
Okay.
Tommen, he'll never use it.
No, he's in his room crying right now. Just leave him alone.
I hope they have
Through
some
a
big
line.
reveal for him. I hope he's doing something. There's
No.
still people out there, right?
The
Okay.
most important thing he'll probably do is die.
That's a rough job, that King of Westeros job. Have we even seen him sit on the Iron Throne yet?
I think once or twice we've seen him.
Really?
I think it's only been like 1 or 2 scenes. It's been very brief.
I mean, you got to do that if nothing else. Man, that's the whole point, right? Okay, episode 9, The Dance of Dragons. My favorite episode of this season. Let's get going. Okay, so apparently we started in Bravos again. Arya, still in disguise of an oyster merchant, continues the mission given to her by Jaqen to poison and kill the Thin Man. Okay, so she sees Mace Tyrell. Now, is that one of the people she kept telling herself to kill? Is
No, that's the head of the Tyrell family. He has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, he's nothing but a figurehead.
Oh,
because
no.
his wife's running the whole show over there, right? And she doesn't have a beef with any of them. That's her mother's family.
I meant the other one, Trent.
Oh, the one following him around?
The Kingsguard.
Yeah.
He supposedly killed her master.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's been on the list since day one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because she's got her eye on him. Mace seems like a cool guy. He's singing in the streets. He's all. You got this really cool bank. Let's party. I like that guy. Cool dude. I like his mustache. And then so she sees this Trent guy. It's a good thing that I've got this open because I could not tell you that guy's name. And ignores the mission. Oh, he didn't want to eat oysters today. We'll try next time. But then she follows the other guy. And he likes them young. He likes them real young.
Yeah, that brothel seems a little uncomfortable with the too old thing going on.
That was awesome. I thought she'd jump in. Oh, am I good enough for you? Oh, this is the opportunity to get alone time with him, and then stabby. But nope. Apparently, you can just walk into a brothel really easily. But she made some money off it. She got a silver piece. That was like $10 versus $3. Is that kind of how that goes?
Something of the sort.
Sure.
Maybe 5. I don't know how Westeros currency goes. I don't know the exchange rate down in Bravos right now.
We'll have to check with the Tyrell boys on that. See if we can get some exchange rates on most recent Westeros.
We'll pop by the Iron Bank and figure out what the exchange rate is.
We're there in Bravos. We might as well. Okay, so then she's like, well, he wasn't hungry. We'll do it next time. She's like, sure, next time. And nothing really happened there, but once again, a bit more foreshadowing, like she knows one of her hitman people is in town. And so must really happen in the next episode. Anything else happened in Bravos? That's about it, right?
I think that's about it.
Yeah. Like I said, kind of an awkward scene. Like, they were all too
I wouldn't say awkward. It's more painful to sit through because you know that he's just going to keep saying too old until the reveal of a young girl going up for him, and you're like, okay, this guy's messed up.
Who obviously wasn't meant to be one of the brothel options.
And we know that he's a repeat offender, and because it's going to happen again, was it the next week or the next day or something? He's like, I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, he's like, have one ready for me tomorrow.
A fresh one. One. He didn't want the same one again.
Wow. Any topic they can find, right? Anything to get the internet churned up. I was gonna say, after this whole episode, I don't think people have the right to complain what happened to Sansa ever again.
Yeah, no kidding. They didn't have a right in the first place.
No, but like after this, you cannot say like anything that happened to Sansa was the worst thing that happened to a character.
No.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't have freaking hot gold poured on her face.
Yeah.
God damn. I love that scene so much. That was the scene I was referring to your friend Richard, who doesn't know if he wants to follow up with this show. I was saying, at least get to the Crown of Gold episode. I thought that was
your crown.
Right. I thought that was one of the very first real jaw-dropping scenes. You're like, yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, that show was cool. Anyways, okay, so we're at the wall now. John Tormund returned to the wall. Okay, so we're walking through the wall. Kind of looks like maybe they won't open the door. Maybe they'll just set them on fire or something. It didn't happen. Gate was opened. He's like, oh, I could have saved more of them. He's like, no, you saved all these people. That was nice. Night's Watch Brothers, unhappy with the wildlings. Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And it's an uneasy alliance, to say the least. But we knew
whenever one of the Night's Watchmen goes, oh, it's our duty to do it. I'm like, are you an idiot? There's so many. Just shut up. You can't. You could barely hold off the wildling army. If they attacked another night, you would have been wiped out. You can't even say you can hold down that wall by yourself.
Yeah.
You can't even.
But it's at that point where, because like back when he was bringing the people up from the dead, it kind of just seemed like it was like a sneak peek. Not unlike when Q threw the Enterprise to meet the Borg for the first time.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Right, Kevin?
Wrong. Whatever
What?
you said was wrong.
What?
Whatever you said was wrong.
Why?
What did Kira do? What did she do?
No, I said when Q threw the Enterprise to meet the Borg for the first time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought I heard Kira and I just zoned out. I'm like, what?
Sure.
Deep Space Nine? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Q threw the Enterprise to Borg space, to test them.
Yeah.
Big test, right?
Is it just a taste of what's to come? Now everyone's
Right.
got their accent on, so. Q is fun times.
I shake my head disapprovingly.
Yeah. Let's see.
You gotta watch that show, man. It's
I
a
know,
good
right?
time.
You know what? Is it on Netflix?
It's on
might-
American Netflix. I don't think we have it here in Canada. So you have to do the backdoor thing if you have
Yeah.
that.
Maybe one day.
You should, huh? At least watch The Next Generation. You get to watch Riker sit in chairs like a boss. Leg over.
The
have you
Riker
seen that?
maneuver.
Yeah, exactly. That compilation on YouTube. Brilliant. Okay. This is a good scene. Oh, I knew something like this was coming up too. I tweeted about this. In the north, Stannis' camp. Okay, so Ramsey and his group of 20 men, which we never even got to see, but they set stuff on fire. It's like, oh no, we weren't in the best of situations before, but now we've lost some food. There's a horse on fire. It's running around. Things aren't looking too good. It sure is cold out. What can we do? And he gets his buddy Davos to ride back and send a message, because he knew Davos wouldn't like what he was going to do next.
Nope.
Woo. Someone else tell the story. I need a beverage. It's too hype.
Want me to take it? You gonna take it, Kevin?
You go for it, Darren. I don't think I can.
All right.
I
So we
can
have
say
Sir
it.
Davos having meeting with Stannis, and he says, "We're marching." And he goes, "We can. You know, we've lost all these men. We've lost supplies. They lost siege weapons in that night raid too, which was one of the key focal points." And he goes like, "We got to pull back to Castle Black." And he goes, "You tell Jon Snow to give me every man he has fresh supplies and weapons, and I will give him enough men when I win to fill up all the castles in the wall." And so he's like, "Okay, but let me take your wife and daughter because that's pretty reasonable." And he goes, "No, my family stays with me." And then he goes and has a nice little scene with the princess, and they talk about the Dance of Dragons, the book.
Right.
And she promises that when Davos returns, he'll be able to read the book himself. He gives her the little gift, saying she deserves it, and he rides off.
Right. All's well and good. Now on to Dorne. Nope. Wait a minute. So, at this point, he's like, well, now that Davos is out of the way, now I can follow my sinister plan.
Don't they go to Dorne first, then go back to that? Or do you just want to talk about this?
No, I was just joking. That we're just going to jump ahead to Dorne. So, Melisandre, who recently mentioned that if we had the king's blood and a sacrifice was made to the red god, then perhaps we could do some magic in. Some fancy super god powers would be granted, and we don't exactly know what those powers might be, but they will be able to turn the tides and win us this all-important battle. And he did it! Sacrificed his goddamn daughter! Woo!
Burned her at
man.
the stake.
My goodness. And she, before, you gotta admit, she's like, oh, whatever I can do to help. And he's like, okay, I appreciate that. So they get everyone lined up, and then, hey, what's going on? La, la, la. Oh. Then you got your Melisandre there with her torch and the whole witches setup, and yeah, that was kind of...
That was a painful scene to watch.
that was powerful television.
It was rough. It was rough to
And-
watch, especially with her screaming.
Well, and again, it was
Yeah.
another scene where they didn't show anything. They didn't show it. It was all off screen. It was
That would be
all
too
characters'
much.
reactions.
If they showed that, people would be up in arms. That'd be too much. Showing a child getting burned.
Yeah,
Alive.
but like not even like before the flames got to her or anything like that. It was just a couple of scenes of her like
Well, yeah, you gotta romance the scene. You gotta drag it out.
yeah. But
I think watching her getting dragged there might have been worse.
Yeah.
And then you're left with the question, will Stannis stand for it? And then you see the wife crack,
Yeah.
which was unexpected because she
Yeah.
was like, oh no, this is the right thing to do. If the Lord of Light wants it, it has to be right.
She was a real bitch to the girl the whole time.
Yeah,
She's
like you
the
were.
one who was like, oh my god.
You were expecting her to throw her under the bus like way sooner than this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She seemed to want to get rid of her from the first episode you saw her, you know.
Mm-hmm. Never a big fan of the daughter, but well, maybe she was, but a little bit too late at that point.
I also want to mention the fact that Stannis looked like a psychopath during that entire scene with his eyes wide open, just staring.
Mm-hmm. Powerful scene.
Stannis confirmed for the new Mad King.
Perhaps.
The old Mad King, he used to watch people burn. That's what he did.
It's true.
So, if you want Stannis in charge, that's probably what he'd do for his Lord of Light.
Well, he's a very career-driven individual. We'll leave it at that. He does what he's got to do for his kingdom. Yeah, I'm keen to see if this pays off. I hope it does. Man, they had her through that whole season, then they had that scene where he's like, "Oh, I love you more than anything. Give us a hug, love." And
man, you're really good at that accent.
I know. I'm just gonna talk to that for the rest of my life. Yeah. He's
going to work like that tomorrow.
I ought to. So, yeah, in the north, powerful scene. Yeah, I want to see what happens next. I want to see them have. I was thinking it'd be cool.
There better be a frickin' payoff on his end for that, otherwise.
Right? I want more than just one ghost. I want to see them have this super red ghost come and then go into Reek's body, and then Reek becomes,
I just want to see giant rays of fire being launched from heaven and just falling on Winterfell.
I want to see
Balrog. Fire.
Balrog from Lord of the Rings. I like some big ass motherfucker.
Well,
none of fire sword. They better give us something good.
None of the people who are in line right now to get this throne, and the person who has it right now, none of them are. You want them to have it. Like they're all terrible people. They're all doing terrible things. I don't know, and even
they built up Stannis like the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, but
because at least he was aware of the White Walker situation, he was willing to deal with it.
Yeah,
he seemed pretty level-headed.
Yeah, except he burns his daughter at the stake. Yeah. I mean, that just it lost everything for me. He's so into this stupid magic, you know. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
Everybody's miserable over there. You just I don't like anybody.
It's real cold out there.
I am really curious to see how Davos is going to react to that.
Yeah.
He's not going to let that go.
Yeah, that's going to be something, man.
I know, they're all buddy here. I made this little toy for you. We're going to learn to read together. It's like, oh.
Well, I'd say things have been tense between Davos and Stannis ever since the Battle of the Blackwater, when Davos lost, and then after he had to do the whole thing where he had to bring Melisandre to assassinate Renly. I don't think they've been on the best of terms since then.
Yeah, because he saw her spooky magic, right?
Yeah, and he's like, we cannot condone this. And he's like, nah, it's okay. It's going to win me the Iron Throne.
Do you think she was just there as like a consultant before that? Because, I mean, she said she was there to do all that stuff. Maybe he just didn't believe her. But I guess he believes her now. Neat character, that Melisandre. Fun to see what she does next. Just trying to work that Jon Snow in that one scene. That was hot. It's just life, baby. All right. On to Dorne. Jaime is brought before Doran Martell. Okay, so then they're all buddy again. Well, you know, they sent us this spooky snake, had the keychain thing on it. We don't think she's that safe over here. We came to save her. We made it discreet, you know, want to be cool about it. Things didn't go quite as planned. It's, you know, they more or less forgave one another. They brought Bronn out of jail. The sisters are having a little, like, bitchy slap fight. And then they ended up, like, fist fighting at the end. That was pretty cool. Those are some tough chicks. I want to see more
also,
of them.
Men of Dorne confirmed for the best backhands in all of the Seven Kingdoms.
That was an elbow to the face, was it not?
No, it's a backhand.
Well, anyways, he's like, well, you punched our soon-to-be king, so we can't let you go without a strike in the face. And that's cool. Maybe
I gotta say, that whole Dorne subplot was probably one of the more disappointing things from the season so far. Like, there better be a payoff.
It was quaint. I mean,
because if that's like the whole payoff is just them going back with the princess and the prince, that's a pretty weak weak payoff.
There's gotta be, because it can't be just that they wanted to give those guys something to do, because they ignore characters on the show like for episodes.
Like Brad hasn't been in this season at all.
Thank goodness.
They're got to be going somewhere with it.
Yeah.
There's got to be something. I mean, this is another fraction, right? That's coming in, so it's got to be something that they're going somewhere with it.
Okay, well, Doran and Ilaria, once again, thank you, Wikipedia, for these names. He's like, well, pledge loyalty to me or we'll kill you. It's like, I'm crying, but I kissed your ring. Kiss the rings, bitch. And then she later talks to the Kingslayer. Kind of feels like maybe they might start to work together. I don't know. Do they have a common goal? Weren't they enemies, but now they're kind of... It's like one of those enemies, my enemy of my
I don't
enemy
think they
is my
have
friend.
anything really going together at all. I think it's just they're just forced to know each other through circumstance. I don't.
Well,
think
didn't they both want to do the kidnapping?
They wanted to kill the princess.
Either way, as long as they're
die.
taken apart from one another, I think they'd both be happy with that. So we'll see. There might be. I don't know if there's anything in it for Jamie, but who knows? We'll see. Pretty quiet scene. And then I guess we're almost to the end of our live stream here. We're back in Marine. Cool. So the Gladiator games are open again, and all is more or less well and good. They're all kind of like, well, this kind of sucks because I didn't want to have to do this, but we're doing it anyways. And then there's that guy again, and he's fighting people. But then he wins. That's kind of cool. You know, they're fighting. Wasn't too extravagant. Whatever. Doing like, guy's got a spear. One guy's got like an axe and all that. Whatever. He wins. He's like, oh wait, throws the spear. Whoosh. And it was a son of the Harpy. And everyone turns around and surprise, there's like 100 sons of the Harpy. Where did these people come from? How do we not see these people get in?
The thing that I kept screaming was like, where are all the Unsullied?
I know.
And why do the Unsullied suck so much?
I know.
Did she just pay for bulk for quantity, not quality? Because I was always told, like people always told me who read the books, who have played different games, the Unsullied are supposed to be like one of the most badass soldiers out there, and they're getting completely wrecked by just random street thugs carrying knives and wearing no armor.
Yeah, no, right. Well, they got their face masks.
Like outside of Grey Worm, I think we've only seen a couple Unsullied kill Sons of the Harpy. Like only a handful of kills.
I don't know.
Also,
Anyways.
I want to give special mention to Sir Mormont being a badass, keep getting knocked down, but keeps getting back up. He's a tenacious badass.
Is that the guy with the little dagger knife who was all like talking with him?
No, Sir Mormont.
The guy trying to get out of the friend zone.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I keep thinking of him as
Escaping the friend zone by fighting in a free-for-all.
Yeah.
I'm on a first name basis with him.
So do you think he's out of the friend zone now?
I think it's safe to say he is.
He's at least back to
because
where
she
he
lost
was.
the other advisor.
And then her
Right.
husband was stabbed a bunch of times. So I guess he didn't send the Harpies after her. Probably not. But
That shows that Daenerys' plan for just burning and eating random people killed by the dragon isn't necessarily the best plan. I can't remember the name of her like personal assassin guy she sleeps with. His name escapes me right now.
Yeah,
but
that's
he
all that.
originally had a plan saying just kill all the nobles, burn them at the start of the games, and now it's like maybe he was onto something.
Maybe. It's hard to say who those people really work for, if anyone. They could be like the many-faced god, where they're just some sort of weird faction. Like maybe the people that they removed from power were the ones that paid their bills and others.
I mean, the Sons of Harpy, apparently they really like slavery.
Yeah, apparently.
Like they want that back. They need it.
I don't know. Do we really know who those people? What they're? I guess we don't really have their agenda laid out for us. Just
That's why them wanting to kill Daenerys, really.
Yeah, they sure did. So everyone gets all stuck in the middle. It's like, oh no, what can we do? We're outnumbered. And then she uses the Force. To call Drogon. Dragons, finally.
I actually thought she was going to do Bran's power and take over the dragon with her mind. That's why I thought they were going to do it first.
Yeah, you mentioned that the last time. Well, it might still happen.
No. My theory is that Bran will take over one of the dragon's minds, but I thought she was doing that to Drogon, the way she was like closing her eyes when he appeared.
I don't know. She used some sort of power, though. I don't think we've seen that yet. She called the dragon in, and it kicks some ass. It's pretty cool. But the dragon is not invulnerable to spears. You got some spears in it. She pulled one out. Dragon's like, "Rawr!" And she's like, "No, it's me." He's like, "Oh, cool." And then, uh-oh, we better get out of here. And what else do? You get on your luck dragon and you fly off into the sunset. Yeah.
And screw over all
Hopefully
your friends.
Tyrion and friends don't get killed by the remaining sons of the Harpy, I guess.
Right.
Yeah,
Is there room on
they
that dragon
bailed.
for one more?
They're all kind
totally
of stuff
bailed
there.
Yeah. Well, I guess they weren't the actual target. And...
Send the other dragons back!
I know. Those poor other dragons. Let them out of that dungeon. Why would you do this? That was her whole thing, is that she had dragons.
So
That's
I
why
guess
those people
all,
should have been afraid of her from the start.
So I guess all is forgiven for him killing that kid at the beginning
yeah.
of the season. Like it's all good now.
Dragons gotta eat. I mean,
Right.
An eye for 3 eyes gives you two eyes, you know?
Okay.
That's the trade-off.
Okay. I like that. And yeah, and then she flies away. And that was the end of that episode. Woo! Really fun episode. Man, good times. So, any predictions for the, oh my god, this season finale? I don't want to wait another year.
I need my crack. I can't be without it for another year. It's a painful wait as always.
I know. It's brutal. How about any predictions for the, will it be a 3-hour-long Slobber Knocker episode?
Well, I think we're going to get our Battle of Winterfell or whatever payoff for getting through that.
You mean the Wildlings? You think they're going to have their proper Winter's Coming battle?
I'm talking mainly between the Boltons and Stannis' army. I think they'll have their confrontation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Because I think they
you're
have
right.
to follow up what happened this episode. I don't think they'll want to leave people hanging for a whole year wondering, was it even worth it to burn his daughter?
So I'm just reading the chat. Hangier, sir, has some good comments. Security is bad on Marine. We can all agree with that. Once again, how the hell do you get that many guards in there? Or how many Sons of the Harpy they just popped up? It's not like they're in bleachers, right? It's like big steps. Like, where did they come from? Anyways, it's a show. Jorah gains the super aiming power from the grayscale.
And apparently he has like health regeneration because he took a beating in that scramble.
And didn't he touch Daenerys? Like, isn't that the whole thing? You can't touch people now.
It's only if they touch the skin part that's infected.
That's
So as long as he keeps that covered up and hidden and no one makes contact with it, they're okay.
yeah, whatever. That's fine. I guess they can let that slide.
2 different zombie plagues in the same universe. Things are going to go bad.
There's a fun fight. Maybe we'll see the rock people versus the zombie ice people.
I don't think that's much of a fight.
I wonder. Well, the zombie people are pretty fragile, but they have the numbers. But if you are literally with rock skin, I mean, come on.
These guys send in like a couple White Walkers to clean up house.
They don't have that many of them. You're
Yeah,
talking
they
about
do.
the main guys, right? The general.
They have more than you think. You got to see a whole march of them when Sam was stuck in the middle of their march at the end of season 4, I believe, or it's the midway of season 4 when he killed the White Walker with Dragonglass. There's a bunch of them riding horses, not the zombies, the actual White Walkers themselves.
I like that zombie horse. That's pretty cool.
Maybe they'll need to kill the stone people to make stone zombies, and then that really kicks
The Stone Walkers.
Yeah, I like that.
white stone walkers. There you go.
2 OP.
I like that a lot.
I'm going to follow up with my last prediction is that we're going to see Bran. That's my last prediction. We're going to see Bran.
Oh, really? Tomorrow's it or the next episode?
I think we'll see Bran. I don't think it'll be huge, but I think it'll be enough. I think we'll get a peek.
Of course, we have Reek and Sansa.
Yeah, I think it'll leave Sansa
all
in
of
the
that.
castle. All.
Brienne, of course.
I was
Still
going to
just
say, we
chilling.
haven't seen her in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
It's a part-time gig being on this show. Like, you only get to be in a few episodes. I hope they have other work. That's all I'm worried about. Yeah, it should be good. I think everything's okay for Daenerys. I mean, she's got the dragons. So probably bring the other dragons out. I hope so. Then I'm like, yo, I got dragons. You forgot.
Just
so now
pull
they're
out
always out.
just pull out all her people out of the city and let the dragons go to work in the town.
Yeah. That's awesome. Was he full size at that point? He still wasn't
No,
as big as the
I
picture.
still think they're only like a year and a half old. I don't think they're near full size.
Yeah, they're kind of like dogs. They get big, but
there's the skeletons in the castle, right, in King's Landing, where they could walk through the jaw and that, and I don't think it was big enough for that. Just yet.
Not yet. Cool. I liked the dragons. That was fun. What a fun episode. We needed more of that. I was like, yeah.
You had your action, you had your emotional heart pulling. It was all there.
Powerful episode. Where do you go from here? Oh yeah, I want to see the sacrifice payoff. That better be good. And they'll probably force some Bravos crap with Arya once again. Maybe we'll figure out what's going on with the many-faced god. I guess the North is probably calm for now. Do you think they're going to drop once again another big winter storm? I don't think so. I think
they'll probably be white. They'll probably be white or Wildling Night's Watch drama, and then we'll have our Wally kills Gilly scene.
No, they kill each other.
No, my money's on Wally kills Gilly like in her sleep or something. It's gonna be messed up.
I think he's gonna try to kill her, and then she's gonna end up killing him, and then
how
it's
about
gonna be a
this?
whole.
How about Wally goes to kill her, and then Sam kills him, saying no.
Yeah.
And that's Sam's big moment of defiance.
Yeah, killing a little kid. Way to go.
Right.
Hey man, he's got a kill count already.
And that's gonna just create more tension between the Wildlings and the Knights of the Wall, or the Black Knights, or whatever you want to call them.
Okay, what about this? Do we think Stannis will take Winterfell?
You're literally asking, do I want Lucifer or Satan to win in the War of Hell? Like that's what you're asking me here. Like,
it'll be a hell of a fight.
It's like it's like the same spectrum. It's like different spectrums of just evil. We know the Boltons are the worst, but now we know Stannis is just as bad, if not maybe worse.
This red magic that he's relying on is like the monkey's paw. You know, it's going to give him what he wants, but there's going to be some sort of weird twist to it. Like, he'll get it, but there'll be something. There'll be something that'll just like screw up his entire thing. He's going to regret that. He's like, oh man, I shouldn't have burned up my daughter and went with this red magic shit. I should have
listened to Sir Davos.
Yeah.
Totally. It wasn't even that big of a fight, I guess. I mean, like you said, you can't really go back at this point. You can't really go forward, so not too many options, but, you know, whatever. He did what he did. It is what it is. And then we go about the Jamie and Doran or whatever his name is.
I could care less what happens to that subplot now.
I mean,
there better be something good with that, because right now it's pretty flaccid.
Yeah, some of these aren't too... they've kind of already resolved themselves. I think the big thing will be the Stannis versus...
Also, we didn't talk about Cersei.
Winterfell.
Predictions for Cersei and Marjorie, if their trials will happen, or...
I should think so. I want to see a big Chrono Trigger style, like, camera pan of, like, the big stained glass. I think I said that last one, too. I still want that.
Bring up random, like, back secondary characters you don't remember for
awesome.
Different witnesses.
She
slept with me.
That'd be good. And hopefully we'll see more of Marjorie.
What about Littlefinger? I mean, he's going to be...
He's just disappeared, hasn't he?
Yeah, he hasn't been in for a while. Maybe we're going to find out what his plan is finally.
I have a feeling it will be... We'll see the battle between Stannis and the Boltons, and we'll see his knights charge in, and they're going to go for one side or the other.
Yeah. Well, he's always playing things behind the scenes, anyways.
He's the puppet master. Yeah. He's the man pulling all the strings.
Yeah. I think he's always playing both sides whenever possible. Cool dude. I like his suit. I want one of those.
I have a feeling he'll help out Stannis, and then Stannis will associate that with the Red God sacrifice.
Or maybe he will let them, just duke it out amongst each other, and then once they're all nice and weak, doesn't matter who wins, they'll be nice and weak. That's when he moves in.
And just takes out both of them.
Because he said he wants it all, right? That's what he's in the game for.
Maybe Littlefinger should run the show. Maybe he should be the king.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if
he knows he's got a head on his shoulders.
I don't think he wants that's a death march, just sitting on that throne. I don't think he wants that. But
well, it's what he said. It's what he said.
Does he?
Yeah, he says it to Sansa. He's like, I'm taking it all. Before he sends her off to the Boltons.
Okay. Well, best of luck to him then. And Marine, I mean, it is what it is. I think there's going to be a lot more dragons flying around from now on. And they're probably making a whole, like, if you get picked by the dragon, your family gets a nice shiny new goat. In place of the person that was eaten. And yeah, I guess that about does it. So, only one episode left, which is brutal because I'm going to miss the show. But, I don't know. Where does this go from here? I suspect at the end of the season, that's when winter really comes.
The funny thing is now at this point we're getting to we're at the point now where we're surpassing the books apparently. Apparently the girl getting burned is not in the books, but it was George R. R. Martin who gave them the plot or whatever, gave them the idea to burn her.
He's been working with them, so they clearly they have a plan.
Yeah.
And it's from the creator. It's not something the writers are just pulling out of their butts or just going, what do you think will be cool? They clearly know what they're doing, and they're clearly working towards a similar... Because I know they already said that the shows will have a similar ending to the books, but...
Yeah.
How we're
they're taking
different
paths, but they still want to reach that same...
It's like a visual novel. You're taking Route A versus Route B.
Nice. You know, I bought a new visual novel on the Vita in PlayStation Mobile.
That's like the system for those types of games.
Right? Oh, I'm gonna miss that PSM. But yeah, good stuff. Good episode. One episode left. Oh, well. Alright, gentlemen. Thank you for being here tonight. Does anyone have any closing thoughts for these 2 episodes?
Damn good TV.
Yeah, good stuff. If you didn't like those 2 episodes, you don't like TV. And I don't think television will ever be good enough for you.
Right.
And if people are still complaining about the whole Sansa thing, just leave. Just leave. You can't. Your arguments are forever invalid. Worst thing happened to other people. Just get over it.
It's the internet. They always have to complain about something or another. I kind of get a feeling that's sort of what we may consider rape now. What was for them was just like this at a wedding. I kind of get the feeling that was pretty commonplace. It might have even been that way with the Starks at first. We don't know. I mean, they got used to each other, but like I can't remember her name, but the mother was like, well, we weren't really in love, but they were just kind of put together, and you just kind of learn to deal with it. So.
Is there going to be another major character that's going to die before the end of the season?
Either the Boltons or Stannis and friends. That's the big ones.
Well, I'm thinking the Stannis will win that, because, I mean, this fire god thing, there must be some really good payoff.
But what if there's no payoff? What if it's just Stannis being a crazy man believing in a weird cult thing and it just doesn't pay off and he just dies?
It's possible. Then what was Melisandre's plan all along?
She's misguided too.
She turns out she's working for Littlefinger the whole time.
Aww.
Or the Boltons. Dun dun dun.
Oh
yeah, and then there's that Ramsay's other mistress. Maybe she dies. Maybe Sansa kills her. Because she has that little stabby dagger thing that she pocketed that one episode. She hasn't done anything with that yet. So she'll probably kill someone. That'll be alright.
Maybe Reek will turn out to be the real hero of the show after all.
That's what I've been saying. He's the one true hero of Westeros.
That's not going to happen.
Maybe he'll kill Ramsay Bolton.
What? We want to see something happen there. Something's got to happen. Ooh.
Hanji Sir in the comments just asked which of us likes episode 8 or 9 more.
I like 9 more.
Well, I'll say I like 8 more because it took me by surprise, and I couldn't watch the last one. I had a big rainstorm here last night, so I couldn't see it, but I saw everyone on Twitter going on and what a great episode it was. So I watched it this morning, and I wouldn't say I was let down, but it was overhyped. It was built up for me. I was like, oh, what's going to happen? And I'm like, oh, little girl died. That's kind of a downer. That's that wasn't like zombies coming down and taking over and jumping over the wall, you know? That's kind of what I was expecting. So
But what a twist.
I'm leaning towards episode 8 myself. It was basically how there's the Battle of the Wall, which is the huge, awesome fight of the entire show, and now that's been topped.
Yeah,
and
no.
I think the first time we've seen Jon Snow in any real danger in some time.
Actually using his sword. Actually swinging a sword.
I don't know. I thought that Jon might have been a goner for that fight. I thought that might have been it. And then Sam would have to carry the torch.
I think characters like him and Tyrion are they're pretty safe. Same with Daenerys.
Plot armor?
Yeah, exactly. Like I said before, they're the what's that guy? The redneck guy from Walking Dead, Daryl. They can't kill these characters. They're too popular at this point. It's financially unwise for their intellectual property.
Robb Stark.
He only lasted one season.
It doesn't.
People loved him though. People loved Robb Stark.
Yeah.
People loved Ned Stark.
Yeah. But we didn't have time for that. Ned Stark
loved Sean Bean.
He was doomed right from the start. You're meant to love him. It's just like with the daughter and with Stan. It's like they make these characters in these scenes just so they can twist them at one point. You're like, oh no, what a twist! They're M. Night Shyamalaning us at every possible corner. Remember M. Night Shyamalan? He used to make really cool movies, and each one got a bit worse and a bit worse.
He made one good movie.
Oh, you didn't like Unbreakable?
You know what? I don't think I've seen that one.
No, you should see it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Didn't you like Avatar: The Last Airbender? Oh wait, that was a horrible train wreck.
They get worse and worse and worse. Why would you bring that up? What was M. Night doing making that movie? That doesn't make any sense. Poor M. Night. I feel like he just stole a bunch of like Twilight Zone episode ideas and like, let's make a movie. This will work. Cool. All right, good stuff. Gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. If you want to give a quick plug to your ongoing projects, channels, podcasts, by all means. We'll give Kevin the first go this time.
Sure. Buried on Mars on YouTube. You go check that out. I do some video game reviews over there. I have a new review coming up tomorrow. So you can check that out. And then I got a podcast called Retro Fandango. We're on underneath the Cartridge Brothers umbrella. That's over on Podbean. So just type in Retro Fandango or Cartridge Brothers, and our podcast will pop up there. So go over there and check that out.
Excellent, excellent. When's the next Fandango episode up?
We record on Saturday. This Saturday, we're doing a Goonies episode.
Oh,
and if all goes
recent
well,
anniversary. Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff.
So we tied it into that, and if all works out well, it'll be up next Tuesday. So
the Gremlins just had an anniversary too.
Did they?
Yep.
We can only do one.
That was next. Good stuff. Hangier in the chat also says that he also preferred episode 8 because he found it interesting with the Night's King stuff. So there you go. I still like episode 9 more. I like the whole daughter.
You can't top Rezal. You can't top it.
And I like the dragons and flying away, and that was cool. About time we got to see more dragon porn, basically. It's like, why would you put them in the dungeon like that? They're so cool. Man. Anyways.
Yeah, they didn't even kill the kid. They're paying the punishment for what their brother did.
I know.
And their brother goes out
pretty well behaved. No.
What a mess. I don't think they're going to be too happy too when she gets him out of that dungeon.
I don't know. It's a tough situation. What do you do?
She'll use the Dragon Force.
Oh, maybe. Kids these days. No one really knows
the
what
dragon.
to do with them. Right? Dragon Force.
Isn't that a band?
Yep, it is a band.
Right. And Darren, want to give a quick shout out to your work?
I will. You can find my channel on YouTube as The Gaming Pilgrimage, where I review various JRPG franchises in retrospectives. I typically look at the stuff that's a little underlooked. I'm currently looking at the Suikoden series, which is very similar to Game of Thrones in many thematic and narrative ways. It's very politically driven, cool series. Recommend checking it out. You can buy both games on PSN. I'm totally not being sponsored by Sony. So check those out on my YouTube channel. I also have a podcast called The Gaming Pilgrimage Podcast, which we have recently recorded 2 episodes that my editor...
episodes?
Yep, and they're going to be up soon. So, yeah, we're going to be recording that regularly now. It's out of our hiatus, and yeah.
Radical. Excellent, excellent. gentlemen, thank you for your time. I am Steven. This is my YouTube channel, CatMax Gaming. If you're watching this, you probably found out already. Please consider liking, subscribing, blah, 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 blah. I do streaming. I've been streaming a lot of Monster Hunter lately. See, it's right here. Like it's always at hand. It's this Monster Hunter game. Well, that's at Twitch, CatMax_gaming. And I also have a podcast as well. You'll find it on Podomatic. It's what I call the CatMax Hypecast. We haven't recorded an episode lately. The guests I wanted for the next episode, they're mixed up. But everyone should be back now, so hopefully we'll put a new thing out. The topic I wanted to, the main topic, aside from our usual discussion of, gaming events and shows and Game of Thrones and comic books and movies and whatnot, I thought it'd be fun to talk about Kickstarter and how integral it is for games these days. Like, man, that Kickstarter, it's all over the place. So many games coming out. And of course, when I came up with the idea of Bloodstained was just, it was like just blowing up. It was there a day. Same with Yooka-Laylee. All these games. It's crazy, this Kickstarter.
It's great because gamers are showing these AAA developers that they actually do want these games that they keep being told that they don't want.
Right. Well, hopefully the Kickstarter projects that come out are good. If Mighty No. 9 flops, a lot of faith in that system will be shattered.
It definitely will be.
Meanwhile, Capcom is releasing 6 whole Mega Man games.
Oh my god! Don't even get started on that. Oh, that drove me into a red rage.
A red rage.
I called upon the Red God.
Right.
And I used King's Blood to get them after Capcom HQ.
Right. Who did you sacrifice? Which Suikoden game did you sacrifice? How many are there? Like 5 plus then a couple.
There's 5 main entries, and then there's 2 spin-offs, and then there's 3 Japanese games we never got.
Okay, right on. Do we really need to play more than the first and second?
Honestly, I think those 2 are the only ones that will ever be defined as classics. The other ones are still relatively solid with the exception of 4, but 5 is also really good, and it's also kind of like the ultimate refined version of 1 and 2 systems.
Ooh. Do we need to play the other ones? Is it?
Yeah.
Is that the one with it's like boats on the front?
No, that is Suikoden 4, and that's the one you should stay away from.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Worst sailing system I've ever seen in a game.
Oh, I like boats. There are no trains, but they're cool. They're cool. All right, gentlemen, I guess that about wraps it up. So, anyone have any closing statements? Any further thoughts?
I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Okay. Dreaming of Deep Space Nine.
I gotta figure out which original Resident Evil developer I need to sacrifice to the Red God to get back at Capcom. So I'll be back after that.
To get Resident Evil 2 remastered. Okay. All right, gentlemen, thank you for your time, and everyone, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for our, I guess we'll do at least one more for the season finale. Which better be damn good. How could it not be? There's so much, oh man. Woo. Great show, great show. All right, gentlemen, thanks for being here, and everyone, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.